you just had like...
She couldn't fight inside that ring. She had to position herself always on the outside, and that wasn't always...
Yeah, but that was like, because of the state of the game, it's like... I just felt that they were so far behind from the get-go that like the Monkey just had kind of like a free game. He had a fast Battle Fury, just accelerate as fast as a Dusa.
Yeah, you know what else EHOME could do? They could pick like a Venomancer. That'd be gross.
For EHOME?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, against the troll.
Yeah, all you really need to do is find ways to peel the troll now, and you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I just also like Dusa because it's one of the few heroes that can be your frontliner, has an innate tank ability, but also is your hard carry. I just feel like it's so much easier to play around a core that's supposed to be initiating, in a sense, like walking in front of you, versus like waiting on the sides to blink in.
The biggest reason why I like the Void is you can't really go for the Satanic St. Joshua build, because obviously Kronos not affected by it.
Dude, this is a dream Veno game.
It's a dream Veno game for sure, yep.
And then Razor?
Yeah, Razor can't play Dota, especially like Troll. Veno crushes Blink and BKB heroes because your slows puncture it, and you just kite these heroes. Troll and Razor need move speed to stay in fights. They're trying to play with tempo and pace, and Veno's just like, nah, bro, like stay here.
You're gonna be like Veno.
Yeah, it also synergizes with the draft because it's a great laner with a Lion.
Yeah.
The concept of EHOME, play around Roche, push aggressively. Like, Veno loves those sorts of styles. And right now, EHOME's missing, if they wanted it, that mech Crimson Buyer. Yeah, Beastmaster can do it, but I feel like when you have this Dusa, you just pick another hero that can double down on Aura's team fight.
I like Beast more if you go like Vlads into Necro. You don't want to build this Crimson and Pipe on him. I feel like it makes him so much weaker than he could be.
You just need some sort of mobility active item. I think it's fine to buy a couple teamfight items, but I want you to have a Bots or a Blink. If you want to go like a Solar Crest, as an example, I think it's a very underrated item that only heroes like Beastmaster want to buy. Yeah, especially with the Dusa, same concept. You amplify the damage Dusa's doing to everyone when you place the buff on her.
Could EHOME take someone like Viper? I don't know why people don't Viper. You don't see him pick ways.
It's like a worse version of Razor.
It doesn't put creeps.
Viper is just, you win your lane maybe, but then you're kind of just there and you don't do much.
You can spit on people.
You may now select your hero.
Wow.
I mean, it's an answer to the Razor, but
did they need that?
Yeah, well, if there was a game Co-op was going to work, it's this one. This is like a game where we're talking about all these heroes that could work. They don't need anything. The EHOME lineup was complete. Now it's just, what do you want to play? Right. You have your carry. You got the guy to play. Like, Co-op kind of has a free game.
I mean, just wanted more damage, right? With the Co-op.
And I like the concept, too, when you have... I like global heroes with Lion. Co-op is sort of like that because you're just blinking in out of fog. So you can immediately have two heroes killing somebody and the Lion locked down.
Admittedly, though, if it's Razor against Dusa middle, the Dusa should have somewhat of a hard time, especially early game.
But it's going to be Co-op, right? That's why they picked it.
Yeah.
They're going to put Co-op in that.
They want to have a safe lane Dusa with the Lion then.
Against a Dazzle, man.
Predictions-wise, 76% favouring EHOME. Let's find out what our panel members and our casters think of it. We'll start with you, Ted. Which way?
I like EHOME. I like the way they played.
All right. Black.
I mean, I didn't expect the last pick Co-op. I thought a Venom would have been better. Would have made me surely go for EHOME. Now it's like 50-50 a bit for me. But I think I still go EHOME. I like the Medusa win condition more.
Yeah. I will say I do too. I think the EHOME lineup's great. It was praising it the entire draft. But I made a rule. In my top place in predictions be damned, I will never choose a team that picks Co-op to win a game.
Okay then.
Keen will win.
Keen for you. Interesting. A different philosophy from Kyle, it seems. 2 for EHOME, 1 for King Gaming, based on the fact that the other team picked Co-op. Our casters, gentlemen, good morning. How are you doing?
It's a lot of hatred for Queen of Pain.
A lot of hatred, right?
I don't know if I share Kyle's hatred.
Right.
Is he making you swing now, is he?
No.
No,
so you're both for EHOME?
Yeah.
I am. Yeah. I am also.
I can appreciate a man staying to his principles, but maybe that's a little bit of a stretch.
Gone a little bit far, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
It's like saying I'm not going to pick a team that has a drow in it.
It's like naming yourself No Pangolier and picking Pangolier. Like sometimes you just got to change the rules.
Picking Tidon. Anyway, let's get into the game, gents. Take us away.
I think this draft is awesome, and they even have last pick. Oh, they could pick anything. Oh, they pick Co-op, they're going to lose. Okay.
The panel said
that's a bit strict.
The panel said themselves, it's like, the lineup was already complete from EHOME. They've already got such great control. They've got late game conditions. They've got early fighting. Like, everything just looks really nice for them. And this Queen of Pain at the end, I suppose that you got more magical pop damage as long as you don't get silenced up. But, like, what is the lockdown against the Queen of Pain? Razor doesn't have that. It's kind of all on the back of Kaka to get the control.
That's the primary problem that I have with Keen's lineup, is when it comes to these mid-game team fights, all of the pressure is on Earth Spirit to deliver, but you don't have the AoE stun anymore. If this were the old Earth Spirit with the AoE kick stun, then maybe they could find these like key lockdowns, but all they have right now is slows, and the Dire lineup can kind of just stand in place and fight back. If you don't stun them so they can't deal damage, they're just going to fight you head on and probably win every time. That's how it seems like this game could be going, at least with the Undying Tombstone.
Quap actually managed to get the rune, and she'll blink away.
Yep. They obviously picked this Queen of Pain to get the matchup against the Razor, and what Keen is trying to do is they're trying to get the Razor matchup against Medusa, but EHOME anticipated this and put their Medusa in the mid lane regardless, hoping perhaps that the Razor would go to this off lane. And
so you get the Deuce of Dazzle.
They get the laning start.
Deuce of Dazzle in the mid. They get 3 of the bounty runes EHOME, and they were able to de-ward the high ground observer ward of Keen in the mid. So even then, the Dazzle doesn't have that high ground vision. They gave the extra money into the Medusa as well. So a lot of things going right, and just even before the Foghorn really sounds off for EHOME.
Yep. Want to point out as well that Undying is literally on fire. That's something worth thinking about. I don't know what the lore is behind this. I think we need slacks on this one. Like, he's wearing this kind of, what's this outfit? He's like a mushroom outfit, but then he's on fire.
Yeah, he's got to have something attached to it. So some kind of like custom.
I feel like
custom animation.
This is a Chinese item, right? I don't think I've seen this.
I have not, like, everything else is the Underminer set plus the Immortal Arm piece. So there's none of that which is odd at all.
How is this hero on fire?
It would be a custom animation which he's attached to a socket.
Oh,
yeah,
but you can't see that in the game.
No. If you bring up...
Oh, there it is. Ethereal Gem, Autographed Pale Mausoleum, Trail of Burning Doom. Which is way more important than Lion dying, of course. Yeah. So let's talk about that. Oh.
Yep, maybe not. Into the trees. Faith Beyond's trying to help him out with the ball slowing up Old Chicken. The TP away from Lion. He's just been sitting in the trees this entire time. South back up against it. They'll turn around and start beating into Dark, and Faith Beyond wants to try and find the kill. There's a quick whirling axes, at least for now. Not being able to hit quite clearly so much for EHOME. Another stun over on the Lich, and Faith Beyond body blocking once again, having to back underneath the tower. Lion taunting as he does so. Dark drops low, so does the Lion. They have a spare Sal, but I don't think Faith Beyond wants to burn that on his support.
That was a really great play from Lion in the side there, juking them out, getting a full flask off, and then turning around, being able to fight back. I would still say Radiant overall, Keen coming out on top in this engagement, just draining way more region. Obviously, one of the big benefits of Troll is this very strong laning phase.
Mid lane, they're going in over on Ego. They've already had him low. There's been a work for the Dazzle, just slowing him down. Even with the Arcane Rune, Medusa's got himself another Mystic Snake. Support's coming in from Innocence, but it's just not there in time. He's able to find that kill, and Ego will fall. It's been a bit of a rough start for the Medusa. 11-8 against an 8-2 Medusa. Her Mystic Snake's not really keeping down the Dazzle the way she would like it.
He's out of mana now, though. I think this lane matchup will usually go something like this. Like, Dazzle is strong in the start, but once you drain his mana off, he's not posing any threat anymore. Until Yi goes to Shrine or back to base or sends out like multiple mangoes, this lane plays itself. And he shouldn't really be at risk of dying anymore either.
No, he's got a lot of supplies coming in on the courier. So now double mangoes, he even picked up a Blightstone as well.
Yeah, there's a couple now. There we go.
Just trying to be a real pain.
Shield skilled. This is pretty annoying for Medusa though. If Earth Spirit were to connect here, he could actually have died again, but he does see him, I believe, saw him perhaps on this ward up here. I'm not completely sure if he showed on that one.
Bottom lane, they're going once again. Lion tried to initiate on the Lich, but into the trees once more. Lion going to try and juke it out. It's going to work as Dark has already fallen. Faith Beyond wants to body block in Old Chicken. He'll cut through the tree lines, but another stun available from Lion. This control is just never ending. Faith Beyond with the double blocks, but cannot find the kill in time. The damage output of the offlane of EHOME just not high enough, but they do level the board up 1-1.
That's a mistake from Dark. He TP'd down here without bringing Troll's items. That means Old Chicken has to play defensively for another wave, because he needs this flask and he needs the Wraith Band coming with it. But for now, you just see him standing back. Oh, the Hawk was actually in tower vision. That's pretty good for them. It gives a good amount of gold and experience. That's going to make up for it a bit, but top on the net worth now is Faith Beyond on the Beastmaster.
Kark is moving down towards the bottom lane. Picked up an Invis rune. He did it right in front of the Undying. That's probably the primary reason why Innocence has also moved down and dropped the sentry ward. They saw Karka for half a second, but they don't have a secondary detection, so Karka will stay in the trees and now begins his own TP over towards mid. They already start with the poison touch, rolling border forward. We've seen this story before. Ego support's coming in from Lion, but it's taking so long that shield won't survive, and even the kick.
Oh, Ego was slow there. He had 2 mangoes. He had mana shield off. Might have been able to just stay alive by using his mango fast and toggling the shield, but a little bit slow on his fingers in this instance. Perhaps not his most comfortable hero. Not sure about that. At least for now, not looking too hot in this mid lane compared to what we've seen yesterday in some of his matchups. He did excellently on this mid lane.
Something we definitely saw a lot yesterday was the influence of an Earth Spirit.
Oh yeah.
Heavy rotations, of course, is one of the Karka specials.
Earth Spirit has definitely been looking really strong in this tournament. We were talking about yesterday if it even lost a game yet, and
it lost some. I remember I checked the stats for it early on.
It did lose.
It was during the group stage it lost a game, but I can look out for you.
Okay. Well, so far apart from this mid lane for EHOME, things are going well. Queen of Pain is ahead of net worth on the top lane, 500 ahead of Razor. The Beastmaster is 600 ahead of Troll. Troll is a pretty good hero in lane against the Beast, so would consider this a clear success for EHOME in this bottom lane. So overall, if this mid lane weren't going this bad, they would be looking in great shape. But as it is right now, it's kind of even. Dazzle obviously the big breadwinner on Keen Gaming's side right now, and we'll see how he itemizes. He's currently got a quick medallion, and now going in toward that Necronomicon, which is very common on core Dazzle.
He's 75% out of 8 games.
So 6-2.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe he only lost in Group A then. I think he won every game yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Either way.
I'll track it. I'll track that one down for you later.
Come on, Toby. We know you're just here for the stats.
That really? Yeah. I'm not.
Statsman Toby.
I'm not good for anything else.
I could see it, Statsman Toby.
I cannot. I hate reading numbers. Bottom lane, a quick little stun out from Lion. I thought there may be a follow-up from Beastmaster, but realized that, again, still no real damage from him, and no secondary control through the roar of Beastmaster. That's why Dark's waiting for it. Turns on the Frost Armor and then just goes right in towards Faith Beyond. The stuns from Lion just can't do enough, and the clipping. The Frost Shield just bounces out, but that's why Queen of Pain commits him with a Sonic Wave. But is this going to be enough damage? You've already got the slow. Dazzle rotated in over, and Innocence can't do enough. They've lost 3 in this one. The Decay is good, but now Karka comes in. They'll bring in 4 after killing up the Tombstone. Support back from Faith Beyond, but damn, EHOME. They had everyone on that bottom lane apart from the Deucer. And they lost 3 of them.
Good reaction from Old Chicken, getting the Battle Trance off in time against this Quap Burst. He tried to catch him off guard, but he was quick to use it. And even though he has to obviously run after these heroes and can't control himself, there's no threat anymore. Like you said, the first 2 heroes are already dead. He gets healed by Dazzle, uses his stick, and just backs out.
So much time out of the lane too. Like Queen of Pain, because she TP'd to the bottom lane, has to walk towards the top. And Keen Gaming don't want to let the pressure up. They 4-man smoke up, and they're already on the hunt. And they come for the Deucer. If Deucer is their late game option, what's the best way to shut it down? Just keep killing and killing and killing. Maybe not pushing her out of range of the static link, but it won't matter. Medusa is already down.
And you generally don't like seeing this if you're EHOME. You're losing the laning stage with Undying. Didn't really seem to contribute as much as they were hoping for. I think they wanted to really shut down at least this Razor lane with the Quap Undying. And yes, Razor did lose. He's still somewhat having a game. You know, it's not absolutely terrible.
Yep. You want the real loser. Like we look towards what the influence of Queen of Pain, what Kyle was really questioning and why he swung on his own prediction. You jump towards the bottom lane, you let the Sonic Wave off, and what did you really achieve with the Quap apart from feeding what was a lot of money that was pumped into you?
Things are going to change a lot when Lion hits level 6 though, and Beastmaster just got his. Like, these ultimates are the kind of things that Queen of Pain wants to combo with, because Queen doesn't really solo kill heroes at this stage of the game. She brings them down low, so if anybody else can do that extra chunk of damage, you could kill any hero on the map right now. Lion and Quap bursts literally any hero on the Radiant with Finger plus Sonic and the Scream. So once they do get this level for the Lion in mid, who's currently sitting on 5, the map opens up a lot. Vision from Beastmaster, they can make smoke plays, they have the Vladimirs. There's plenty of options. I'm not too worried for EHOME right now, to be honest, with this early game. It just definitely could have gone better. But when it comes to just overall game plan, they're still looking fine. Kaka actually got cancelled on that roll.
Yeah.
No
he got spotted for half a second, but it's not a fight that Lion wants to take.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're just not strong enough yet. Like, you're 10 minutes in, your Undying is still like just shy of level 4. The Beastmaster is at least able to have a little bit more time in the bottom lane. He was farming up the Radiant jungle. So they're getting more space, EHOME, and they're looking to contest for the rune. So a quick Hex, the Observer Ward up on the hill, lets them go for it. Of course, the rune was already grabbed by Old Chicken, and he'll just walk this off. 7-1 charges available, while the Queen of Pain's going to die as well. Faith Beyond was thinking about the Roar, but with Razor rotating over, it ain't going to happen. The Queen of Pain actually tried to blink away from that top rune.
I think she blinked into the... I didn't see it, but...
Did she blink in?
I can't imagine her possibly dying without blinking into the rune. Earth Spirit has not skilled Silence yet, and his stun is 0.4 seconds. So it's like, well, 0.8 with a stone. It's nothing.
We'll see if PGL had a perspective on it for a replay.
I think he was just being greedy on ASD here. I can't see what else it would be.
Well, they're moving down now. Lion just got a fresh Finger of Death. And they are hunting for Old Chicken. We're going to put that burst combination not properly to the test. Queen of Pain is a little bit late. She's only now just walking down the bottom lane. No TP scroll available. And rightly so, you don't want to be up on top. The tier 1 tower is being so heavily pressured. And Old Chicken is expecting, because there's no one defending the top lane, he's expecting something from EHOME, some level of aggression. And in fact, he just TP's out.
Yep.
Shows himself at mid.
Yeah, he can easily take over this mid lane while Dazzle is rotating. I like this split on the map where you take advantage of Dazzle being the strongest hero on the map by far right now and use him in aggressive moves, and the Troll just takes whatever is the safest area, really. Right now, mid lane feels very safe. He's probably going to rotate into the jungle very soon, giving some space over here to Old 11.
It's good for Ego with a triple stack of Ancients. Get rid of it with the Undying Tombstone, give that guy some levels.
Oh yeah, that's really nice actually. He's getting so much out of this. Probably going to be skilling Stone Gaze on level 11, you would imagine. He took his talent here on level 10, so we'll have that extra defensive tool. But with all that's happening, you know, Keen, they got some good kills, they've taken a tower, they still don't have a gold lead. It's just the efficiency of the Dire lineup is very good. Beastmaster pushing waves, Quap pushing waves, Medusa farming Ancients, that whole triangle area she can farm. And on the other side,
here's your rolling boulder in, like there's no stun and there's no follow-up silence.
Nope. ASD is just going to TP down. And I gotta say, I'm a bit concerned for Old 11. We said he was doing okay-ish in this top lane, and it was hard, but we don't really like playing Razor this much from behind, and he went Tranquil Boost. So what does he offer right now? It's going to get jumped on.
Are they going to Finger? It's in the back lines. It's Kaka who's the problem. Everyone silenced up. There's your Finger of Death. Get the kill. There's your plus 50. And the Sonic Wave combination. Lich Chain Frost caused a couple of problems. Still bouncing around EHOME, and this may set up for Old Chicken. The Roar onto Razor. He wants to back up. Queen of Pain can just look over. One attack will do it. Okay, do it with a Scream and then blink back up. But this stun control from Lion is really problematic for Keen. Dazzle is able to back off from the fight, and underneath the tier 1 tower, have they got enough? Queen of Pain's picking up the back lines, but Innocence also running out. With the Soul Rip, gets a little bit more life to survive. Kaka slowed down by the Undying minions. And this will make it difficult for Keen just to walk out of this. Another stun available right now, and it's too far away. Kaka can rolling boulder up, and they'll get rid of the pesky Tombstone finally.
That was a great fight for EHOME overall, though. How many kills did they find? They had to buy back their Lion, but they found 4 kills, 2 of which went to the Queen of Pain.
They did have to buy back, yeah. So
and those 2 Queen of Pain kills were cores, so ASD got, I think, 600 or 700 gold from just those 2 kills, and then a bit of AoE gold for the rest, so he's almost finishing a full Yule Scepter, which is obviously a great item against the Earth Spirit. It gives them a secondary lockdown for the Troll. Yeah, so we see the opening here. He jumps in on the Razor. They realize they're getting backstabbed, so Lion stops committing and turns back to help the other team members just clean up these 2 supports. If this Chain Frost wasn't this good, I think the fight will be an absolute total stomp, but
We're coming back
Still a clear
live to
win.
watch Innocence die underneath the tier 1 tower. They were
rolled
attempting
on.
a defense before he was really ready to go. There was no Undying Tombstone, Queen of Pain's not involved, and Beastmaster's on bottom lane continuously farming. He actually has the Necro Book flying in.
Keen are trying to play fast because they know that their lineup, if this just keeps flowing in this tempo, there's going to be a problem when Medusa has 1 or 2 items and the Beastmaster gets some key items up as well. They have to feel like Fop is close to something too, and this aggressive movement onto this tier 1 tower and this one pickoff allows them to just transition into Roshan, which is one of the things Dazzle is absolutely best at.
The Hawk's going to see everything though. Beastmaster is fantastic at giving the information, so Dazzle may be good at it, but can EHOME do something about it? Here comes your smoke. Faith Beyond's already got the Necro Books up. Look inside the pit. They have the information still. Rolling ball to forward. Kaka. It's a 3-man magnetized. In they jump. The Aegis Immortal actually was killed by Dire. ASD grabbed the Aegis of the Immortal. King Gaming did all the hard work. That Lich Shamefrost. Once again, however, a real pain in the butt for EHOME. It will be a 2-for-2 trade-off. Finally, they're going to get rid of that Tombstone, but Old Chicken had to stand there and take the beating while he did it, allowing now the Queen of Pain to get a double kill. That includes the kill on the Troll. They'll wipe King Gaming out, all 5 down. They got the Aegis, they got the last hit on Roshan, and now they're going to take all the 15-minute bounty runes as well.
Alright, that's definitely the biggest play of the game so far by ASD there. I hope we get that on replay. I don't know if it was on any camera. I wasn't watching the pit. I was like, oh, there's a fight breaking out on the right. That's a great roll and magnetized. He's flat out just blinked in, and I think he stole it with Scream. We'll see in the top left corner here. The fight is obviously going on the right. Oh, he did Sonic Wave. So it was Sonic Wave last hit. On 3 heroes and Roche, steals the Aegis. He did like 2,000 damage here already and stole the Aegis. He kind of already won his team the fight, and now they're just going to collapse and overwhelm them with numbers in the end. That extra life coming to good use. Queen of Pain, already a really good Aegis carrier in general, just because of how much she offers on that second life with mobility, spell casting. Can easily get out as well, so it didn't even die, and that's very happy about that. Yeah.
Alright, okay, good boys. King Gaming, it happens. They move on to the next target. Sonic Wave is down. Undying Tombstone, actually it's back up again already. Such low cooldowns. But they look to pressure the mid lane. Old Chicken to be that front liner. They know at least the Aegis Immortal was burned during the engagement.
I think it's really dangerous if Keen just keep grouping up as 4 or 5 and trying to force fights, because I think they need to be a little bit clever about it. Trying to go on the Medusa now, I think, is very difficult. There's an Undying covering him. There's a Lion. They will always be fighting into this Tombstone that they can't really focus fire with anything else than Troll with Fervor hits. How
does the Razor even function when that Undying Tombstone is down?
It's hard. It's a really bad matchup for Razor in team fights. If you can't take the Tombstone out, your hero, like Kyle was talking about on the panel, these heroes like Troll and Razor are very movement dependent. You just get slowed down so much by this Undying that your fight just falls apart. They have to be able to access it with the Troll, but if he uses Battle Trance, he can't hit it. And if not for that, he has to hit it with ranged attacks for a very long time. Fervor does help, but they can also heal it up, as this smoke from Keen didn't really bring anything with it.
They were looking for Faith Beyond. He was just pushing the bottom lane out. He used his Necro Books to try and force the lane out. It just doesn't happen the way they wanted it to. Beastmaster just TPs away to safety. This feels really difficult. Like, the Tombstone was in the middle of the fight and they couldn't deal with it. Like, Troll was standing on top of it. He's like, oh no, I gotta run through and actually find a kill on a core.
And that's the problem, right? You drop this Tombstone, you can protect it with Lion's AoE stun, and you have Stone Gaze. So you have to choose, do I want to look at the Tombstone and try to break it and then get Stone Gaze? Then you lose the fight. Yeah. Just try to run away, you also lose the fight. So you kind of have to be really intelligent about how you approach fights, but you only have one single stun which hits one guy on this Earth Spirit. Like, their team fight is just relatively underwhelming.
They're looking to force the fight on bottom lane. They just burned Eye of the Storm, and Razor is pretty low on mana. He's 1 plasma field. He can't even do a plasma field and a static link in an engagement. So I'm uncertain about this. Queen of Pain's adding pressure towards the top while this is going on.
Keen aren't finding anything. They're just...
And they're underneath a Hawk.
They're hitting a wall.
Kaka, rolling boulder, tries to go forward. Faith Beyond starts up with the Roar. The Necro Books are out as well. Maybe with the armor, Kaka can survive a little bit longer, but Stone Gaze, they know King Gaming has to back out of this. Even Queen of Pain is rotated over. Eul Scepter just dispelling up the Troll Warlord. He'll get his Whirling Axis off, looking for the instant target, and the armor is up once more, but really, he's in the middle of the Undying Tombstone minion army. So goodbye. You can turn on the Magnetize, but the Sonic Wave hits so well once again. The Lich bounce. This has actually done so much damage, and it bounces to the Queen of Pain, killing her off. That's just a little unlucky out of everything that's happened. But, well, they'll take what they can get. Faith Beyond got a triple kill. King Gaming, at least you got the Queen of Pain, and Kaka barely surviving.
They got a 10 bounce Chain Frost, and they lost the fight 4-1. Because the Earth Spirit did buy back and actually almost died again, so it was almost 5-1. Look at the Lich's damage done there. Really high. Highest in his team, and they still...
He did almost 2.9k damage.
But nobody else, and that's the problem, right? Like, you drop the Tombstone. Just look at how hopeless this fight seems for the Keen Gaming side. The Tombstone gets dropped, the Stone Gaze gets dropped. They have to run away. Nobody can go in. That's a dead Earth Spirit. And now this rotation in from the Queen of Pain gets the Yules off onto Troll, so they get a secondary setup, forcing the ultimate battle trance. They back off. And every time the Radiant try to run back in and to fight into EHOME, they're just getting into these Lion Stuns, this lockdown. That Chain Frost was excellent. And it didn't cut it. That's what I'm saying. Keen has to be smart about how they approach fights. If they run in like this, it's not going to work. They have to try to find some sort of pincer move where they come from different angles. Maybe get a jump and a silence on Undying and kill him before he even gets Tombstone off. Something like this. I think going on Medusa or just running up to enemy high grounds, you're just going to lose.
They're going to lose odd 11 as well on the bottom lane. So,
oh no, Kaka came in to help.
Wait, what? He came in? Dark is here to help too, but he may just be here to die. Shallow Grave? No, he started channeling it. They just go from one to the next. The slow is all they require to catch up to Dazzle. All right, now the Chain Frost is up. Will we get another 10 bounce underneath the tier 2 tower? It looks like it'll happen, but it won't stop Faith Beyond from getting what he got last time the Chain Frost bounced out. A triple kill for this Beastmaster. It's now an 819 Beastmaster. He's just looking to build a BKB, and EHOME are looking to go up.
Yep.
ASD really is not even here. He's going to complete up an Aghanim Scepter thanks to his farming up on top lane.
Necro 3, Beastmaster Aura level 4, Vlad's, Medusa with triple Wraith Band, Manta, Treads, and the Dragonlance. You push pretty fast. They even have a siege creep wave. It's like perfect timing. No, they'll back off. They got what they came for. 10,000 gold lead.
They'll take the tier 3 tower. They'll take obviously the tier 2 on bottom. And while that was happening, Queen of Pain's taking both the remaining tier 1 outer towers. King Gaming have lost complete control of this map.
Yeah, this is looking real bad now. This is a game almost in the bag for EHOME. Keen Gaming's timing window was this early game where they had to ramp up around this Dazzle and find these very good team fights. The Razor has felt almost like a non-factor to me in this game. I haven't seen much of Old 11 at all. He got the pipe now, but it feels too little too late. And it's not even that good of a pipe game to begin with. Like the Dire lineup is very nicely constructed in the sense that it has very good mixed damage. There's a lot of physical, there's good magical, there's even the pure of the Sonic Wave. So there's no like perfect item build where you're just like, oh, when we get this item, we've got them cornered, guys. Like, and you're still on the clock too. In addition to all of this, it feels like you're not winning the game if you're not ahead. So you can't like counter itemize to just easily come back that Sonic Wave.
Like you can't even look towards your supports to do much more. Like in that last fight, it was Kaka as well as Dark who did all the damage. Like I think together combined they had about 3.5k of the damage, and the highest damage you got from any other core in Keen was just over 1,000 for the Dazzle.
I mean, I think you're going to see, if this game goes the way I'm expecting it to from now on until EHOME inevitably should win, I think you might see in the post-game screen that the supports of Keen have done the most damage. Perhaps behind Dazzle. I would imagine Dazzle has done the most with the Poison Touch, but man, I have not seen Razor this game, and I've barely seen Troll.
When you watch a fight and EHOME, like even when they had that fight in bottom lane, it's like we're not going to walk away from Chain Frost. Like Chain Frost comes out and that normally creates a Delta split. This time around, it's like no, we're good. We're good. Just stay together. There's no Dazzle on their team. You've got an Undying Soul Rip for one person. But they just sit there. It's not even like a big Aura Beastmaster. He went for the Vlads, sure. But then it's Necrobook and BKB.
Yeah, they don't have pipe against the Chain Frost or anything like that.
They're just running in. Faith Beyond with a BKB gets Aurora off. They want to remove the Dazzle from this fight very, very quickly, but he'll get his own Shallow Grave off, so that at least there'll be a denial in some way, shape, or form for EHOME that the Chain Frost bounces through, but no, there's no denial. There's a Queen of Pain into the backlines. That's what she's perfect at, always cleaning up the rear. A triple kill for ASD. And that is going to be another movement into the high ground of Keen Gaming.
They have a creep wave here, so finding a fight next to your creep wave outside the enemy base is the dream scenario in this instance. You just instantly go high ground, force multiple buybacks. Maybe you don't even care. It looks like they might take this tower before they back off and just have extended their gold lead by another 5,000 in the last 2 minutes. And yeah,
there's the
got what they
retreat.
came for.
Old Chicken, I don't know how heavily you want to come out for this.
I mean, he can see if he can
wants the money.
try to catch someone, but he doesn't have anything to catch with. So what are you going to do?
You take the 200 gold from the Necro kill and try and move on with your life.
And Kaka's working overtime this game. I feel like, in my experience, if you're playing Earth Spirit as the absolute only lockdown or catch in your team, it's an uphill battle because first of all your catch and your stun isn't AoE anymore, but it's also you need to expose yourself. You need to roll in and set your team up, but nobody sets you up ever. So he kind of just has to. It's almost like one of those YOLO games. I'm going in, boys. Let's see what happens. Because, like, who's going to do anything apart from him, right?
It definitely ain't Troll. Like, this is Troll who just has to run at you. Razor who just has to run at you. Like, the panel was asking for Venomancer, but the Undying control is... It's kind of more than enough. And even if you run at you, then you've got the Lion.
But, I mean, it's a good point, right? If you have to run at the enemy, you need some sort of way to run at them. And perhaps itemization could have solved this. Like, maybe you just get a dagger on Troll so that something happens. And, like, let's just go in. Like, something has to start off these fights, but it just feels like it wouldn't work anyway. It's kind of largely, in my opinion, like a draft limitation that they can't really find this type of fights. And it's not like Keen played a bad early game. They did very well in their lanes. They found rotations. They built an advantage. Dazzle was super farmed. They tried to play their timing, but just losing one fight. If you lose one fight as this Radiant lineup, you run out of steam.
I love
really
this from
quick.
EHOME. They smoke up. They only barely get around in time to not have the smoke broken thanks to the Lich, but they do break it on the Dazzle, and now turning. The high ground finally belongs to Keen. Turn on the Magnetize. Keep the Medusa shut down. Even the kick. No, here comes your Queen of Pain. A quick finger. Goodbye, ES. The one and only control. And they can't even with the double stun, the triple sonic wave. That's really the game. GG.
Get out of here.
Now there is no hope in this game. Woo! How many times do we see the Undying Tombstone just being on the corpses of Keen Gaming? It's like they're on top of it. They cannot deal with what